Reading is quite different from listening. When you listen to, say, the radio, the information goes from your ears to your brain. It's a bit different from when you're reading, because with reading, you're recognizing words, you're making a meaning of those words and developing an understanding. So the person who reads is engaging more area of his brain compared to the person who is listening. Listening is good though, but you develop your brain better with reading. And when you read, there's different parts of your brain that are involved. Your memory improves, especially if you're reading things of historical sort of context or stories. There's a part in your brain called the hippocampus. That area is to deal with memory, and that improves with among people who are reading.
Well, the common saying is that readers are leaders. Yeah. And leadership is a privileged position for solving problems. And even scripturally, we say, God of the anointing and all that. But God doesn't use idle people. God uses those who have exercised themselves, who's developed themselves.
And Nigerian people, they buy a show a bit 200 pounds. They can't buy a book 12 pounds. I don't know why, but we need to change this, because you see people, they'll spend Estee Lauder, Mary Kay, 200 pounds, Chanel. They'll spend all the outward adornment. But when it comes to read something for your mind, they'll be struggling over $20 each.
Hello, you're welcome to OBA Podcast. I am so excited. Every time I come on this, I get excited. One of the reasons being that I love what Dr. Emmanuel said. He said, your association determines your destination. And today, I have great people that I have come to associate with that have been a blessing to me over the years. And some people I've only just met and they're like, as if I've known them all my life, as if we're friends. It's been incredible. So I'm excited. I'm asking you to sit back and listen and enjoy this moment, because it's going to be a time of unpacking. Some things that some people have been looking for, you've been looking for some insight. What's that thing that can help me to become? And today we have an answer for you. We're going to be talking about book writing. We're going to be talking about learning, unlearning, and relearning, the importance of book. What can you do? And I'm excited, like I said in one of the podcasts, that we're going to be having Dr. Wilson with us, and he's here. So please let me to welcome Dr. Wilson. Dr. Wilson,
thank you very much.
You are welcome.
I'm glad to be here.
And I have here as well my very good friend, Tokunbo Immanuel. Tokunbo, you're welcome.
Good to be back. Thank
you. Good to have you here. But in relation to what we were talking about earlier, just before we went live, remember we're talking about the fact that the place of reading, the place of writing, how does it affect us as human beings? Dr. Wilson, what do you think?
Reading has many benefits. Reading is quite different from listening. When you listen to, say, the radio, the information goes from your ears to your brain. It's a bit different from when you're reading, because with reading, you're recognizing words, you're making a meaning of those words and developing an understanding. So the person who reads is engaging more area of his brain compared to the person who is listening. Listening is good though, but you develop your brain better with reading. And when you read, there's different parts of your brain that are involved. Your memory improves, especially if you're reading things of historical sort of context or stories. There's a part in your brain called the hippocampus. That area is to deal with memory, and that improves with among people who are reading. And the more with memory and recall, the more you use the brain, the better you get. So those who read will probably be able to respond to questions about the past. Like, you say, when did you leave school? You won't be getting all those, rotting,
What does that mean? What did you just say?
I've forgotten. And there are some people who, every question you ask them, they start scratching their head. And they'll ask you the question back. You know what? You say, when did we leave school? The person will say, Was it? The person not asking you the question back, because recall is off, they can't remember anything, And the thing is, when you read, your ability to recall what happened 5 years ago, what happened 10 years ago, and try and discriminate the two events, it gets better. And the more you read. So even for myself, in writing, it takes a village, because it was a journey through my education.
Yeah.
I found that I had to read historical matters. A lot of music references mentioned, I had to learn them. So over time, you become better with recall. Mm-hmm. And even in general discussions, when I talk with people about things and they start arguing, no, it didn't happen then, I'll say, please just Google and check. Because I've already learned it.
Yes.
When I was in Form 1,
yeah,
we were listening to Rastaman Vibration by Bob Marley, 1971 September. I've learned it. So then you can tie the information to other events that were happening in the home. What happened when. So the more you read, then your recall gets better.
Okay.
And then even your anxiety and stress can reduce.
Really?
Yeah, because if you learn, you could reframe the past, because most anxiety is down to the past. For instance, if you had a sort of a stressful event happen, say in 81, and you keep on reading about 81, and you can come to terms with it. You could reframe the story. You could change it and say, this happened that day, and because of what happened that day, there was negatives, but there's positives. I learned to grow in resilience, etc., etc. So there's a part of your brain called the amygdala, which fires fear. It makes you anxious, and you can modulate it by going through history and retraining yourself, recalibrating. That kind of reflection comes from reading, from listening to music, student music, like classical music.
Okay.
Not I need to go and shayo. Not that I have anything against those who believe they need to go and shayo, but your cognitive research.
That was that?
It's a reference to a song which,
okay,
expresses a need for alcohol and cannabis. Now, these drugs, they depress your cognitive function. It's been researched.
Yeah.
So you need to be listening to classical music, which has been proven to improve brain function in children. As opposed to, we all listen to dance music.
Yeah.
But you need to develop the brain, and the brain will develop with less substances and more reading, reflection. And then there's the prefrontal cortex, that area in the brain which is involved in some decision making. You'll find the more you read, the better you are at problem solving. Meaning 3 options come to you. What do you do? Will you be relaxed and analyze what's going on, or would you just start shouting? Which some people, when you give them an option and they're angry, start screaming, you don't come again, oh. You people have come, you want to kill me? But the thing is, sometimes you need to calm down, discuss, weigh options, not make accusations and get people, everybody excited. You calm down. And the thing is, your decision making has to be done in a relaxed way. And the more you study, the better you are. So it's like, I remember one of my friends told me, oh, Wilson, you have no emotion. Because something happened. Something bad happened and they were screaming and I was keeping quiet. I said, look, if a man runs in with a knife in his back, are you going to shout? Or are you going to just
bleed? Calm
down. He's breathing, he's alive, he's running, so he's good. Okay, let's call an ambulance, talk to him. Now, who stabbed you? Call the police, come. But some people, if you're running with a knife in your back, they start shouting. The difference between me and them is training.
Right.
We've been trained. We've read about it. If 3 people come and one runs drop dead, you don't go to the dead one, you go to the alive.
Really?
Otukuna, what are you doing? It's too late for it. But the thing is triad. But you get trained, so you don't get excited.
I'm sure it was me. I would have run. I would go straight for the one dead or the one
Dead.
to wake him up.
No. If 3 people come in, 1 is dead, 2 are injured, you go to the 2 injured and be treating them. And say, what happened to you people?
Look at doctors with one eye, funny eye sometimes.
No, but you make your...
You're heartless.
No, it's not heartless, but you make your decision because you've been trained. You make your mind up and you make a decision. And good decision making usually comes through study. So your mentor teaches you when something happens, you keep your head and try and gauge what's going on. You know, if something happened, if people are running in that direction, you have to say, what happened to you? Or one guy is shooting. Where is he coming from? He may be coming to us, you know. So you have to lock the door and save whoever, do your treatment. Yeah. So the more you read, reading takes you to different scenarios.
Awesome.
And they put you in a situation that you're not in.
Right.
But you experience the situation without too much emotion, and then you learn. So you get immunized against the stress. Right. So the more situations you can get into with books in the comfort of your home, you learn how to
equipped and ready.
You get ready, you get fortified. So when real issues come, excitement is not an option. You try and understand, what am I seeing? Oh, I read this, I read that. This is how we do. So, and it's all teaching. So if somebody just falls down now, some people start crying. Yeah. But as you fall, the trained person put you on the left side. Yeah. As you are falling, they catch your head, make sure you don't. You could hit your body, but you don't hit your head. Because you catch the head and put the person on the left side and someone help. So it's all things you've been trained for. But those who are not trained, if you just look faint, they are shouting, Lord of Jesus! Meanwhile, the Jesus himself is not screaming. He expects you to calm down, So the more you read, the more you are able to think and reflect. But you may not be entertained sometimes when you're reading. It's not entertainment. And people have to decide what part of their life is cruise. How much cruise do you need a day? How much entertainment do you need a day? Should you wake up and start being entertained, or should you read and develop yourself? So people have to try their best to develop themselves, and the brain changes with reading. The brain of somebody who doesn't read or acquire information is not the same as the one who is acquiring information. There are two different brains, because one brain is used to problem solving and the other brain is used to maybe seeing problem and screaming without having any engagement with solution. And we all have friends like that who will ring you and tell you 15 problem. No attempt at solution. Then you get the blaming. As the government, is my parents, is familiar spirit. Yeah, it's always somebody else except you. The neighbor is the evil eye, the village people. There's all these people, but you need to calm down and study the issue, and then start to bring solutions.
Wow, I like what Benjamin Franklin said. He said, either write something worth reading or do something worth writing. I'm going to ask you the same question, Mr. Tux. Listening to Dr. Wilson gave me a lot of insight in terms of understanding, one, the importance of reading. A lot of times, some of us don't read enough, and we get lazy at reading. We feel that, listen, that can wait. We can do everything except to read. Do you understand? Some people don't even have a plan or a schedule that, okay. I remember it was Shola Alabi that was saying that when she wakes up in the morning, she scheduled 5:30 to pray, 6 to 6:30 to read. Any book she's reading for that month, she will just read like 30 minutes in the morning. Then by 7 o'clock, she starts her day. Schedule, she plans, and some people don't. So please, Mr. Tux, what are your thoughts? I know that Dr. Wilson have spoken from more of the medical side, which I believe somebody's life will never be the same again after today, because you might think it doesn't matter. You're hearing it from the expert. The experts are here telling you it does matter. We need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. So what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll take it from where you stopped, really, about when you read, your brain is accustomed to problem solving. And the common saying is that readers are
Leaders.
Yeah. And leadership is a privileged position for solving problems. And even scripturally, we say, God will use you, God of the anointing and all that. But God doesn't use idle people. God uses those who have exercised themselves, who've developed themselves. So Moses, for instance, he was schooled in all the knowledge of Egypt. Look at someone like Daniel, who was also accustomed to reading the books and the texts of his day. So the more we are developing ourselves, and learning doesn't end in school. Learning actually starts or continues from school. We need to prepare ourselves for opportunities, prepare ourselves for challenges. Reading does that to you. And I wrote a book on leadership, my recent book, which you know, and it's all about the challenge of leadership.
Wow.
And we need people to step up into leadership, a new leadership culture. And the way
I was just going to ask about culture reading. Go on.
So the culture of reading and knowledge development and growing would put us in a good position to bring solutions, to the problems around us. And definitely, Africa we need more leaders to step up, in the arena of life and bring solutions to our problems. And those who are preparing themselves through reading are basically going to take those opportunities. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for that. I remember when I was growing up, and my dad used to be very particular about 3 things. 1, traveling. He believes that when you travel, you learn more, you get exposed. 2 is reading. And 3 is writing. When you've traveled, you must come and tell us what the journey was about. What did you see? What did you learn? What did you dislike? What were the new things? And I think it was from there I formed the habit of journaling.
Yeah.
So I'll come back wanting to tell him what happened on the day. And my dad too used to travel a lot. Being a lawyer, he would go to Kenya, Zimbabwe, go and do different legal cases. And I will write because I didn't want him to miss anything. So when it comes, I want to tell him the whole story, but I didn't want to miss anything else. I would have written and say, okay, give me the summary.
Yeah.
This is the summary of what you want to say, And so I think I developed writing and reading from that. I really believe that the place of our parents matter in encouraging the younger ones to read. We need to, the reading culture in the schools, I think, could be better. I think we need to get our children to not spend too much time on TV and every other thing, but to spend more time. Because I love what you said, sir, Dr. Wilson, about the fact that you get knowledgeable when you read. Your brain is activated. You are alive. You are able to dismiss some things that becomes a border over the years, And so, how do you think we can incorporate reading into the schools again? What can we do differently?
Well, it's a bit unfortunate, but are you talking about the UK?
Well, maybe global. Okay, say something about UK, and then what do you think?
In UK, it's the postcode thing. Some postcodes don't read.
Wow.
It's just the fact of the matter.
Wow.
Because it's something you do by copying others. So in some areas, I went to give a talk in one school, and they were telling me, we turn up for school by 10 or half 10. I'm thinking, but the school starts 9. And they said we don't come early. And I was asking, so the head teacher says they come when they want. And I'm thinking, when I was young, for goodness sake, if my dad sees you at home,
that's it,
and you're running late, you already have a problem. He can't see you at home by 10 in the morning. No, we don't.
It's not even
off. We can't even talk about it. So, but this teacher said when they go to the homes, the parents are arguing.
Oh.
So if the parent doesn't value turning up to school on time, forget homework. So if your child is in that class, your child is not being stimulated. So the bitter truth is, you better put your child in the right postcode.
Wow.
And if you're in the wrong postcode, you become a teacher. You lock up your TV. What is TV? The people who argue over TV,
yes, sir,
are a group of people. Now it might sound bad, but the truth of the matter is, if you're paying some kind of school fees, you all know that you don't watch TV. You just know. When you look at the receipt from school fees, you will give yourself sense and switch off the TV based on school fees.
Yes, sir.
Now, not everybody can afford school fees. My children are not in private school. But if you're privileged to pay that fees for private school, forget it. You're not watching TV.
Yeah.
And so it's not anybody who is arguing that TV is educational. It's not worth having the argument with them. Just leave them because they are not really serious about learning. Because all the people, the funny thing is, all the people, the kings of social media, the founders, their children are not on social media.
Yeah, and some of them don't even have the phones that we give out.
They don't. All the people making the phones don't give their children. All the people doing obviously I don't want to be naming people, but films, there's somebody who was asked about film, and they said they don't watch their films because there are too many. You know how we do in Nollywood? There were too many. But then you get some other people killing themselves watching every single film.
We'll not miss one.
So people have to know that entertainment is the reward for hard work. You don't wake up and start entertaining yourself. You would have done the work. So weekends, maybe you entertain yourself.
Yeah,
but
like a reward, isn't it?
For hard work during the week.
Yeah.
So that you can develop well. People have, so in UK, it's a bit difficult with discipline and parents thinking, don't push my child. So at the end of the day, if you believe children should be pushed, then you will need to find schools where there's a higher standard.
I see.
Because it's hard to argue against system when the parents don't believe the child should attend school. So that's not the kind of classroom you want your children to be in. So you need to move to where you can have a good environment, a learning environment. And if you can't afford it, you have to become a lesson teacher.
That's it. I love that.
You must do your 2 hours in the evenings. You must be doing lessons at home. If you can't afford to pay for anybody to do anything, you yourself as a parent,
take it on.
You should forget your Arsenal game.
That's very hard to do.
What are your takes, Mr. Tokunbo?
No. Well, basically what you said, parents need to take that responsibility. And the earlier, the better, I would say. Because, again, we're talking about UK. Children grow up to know their rights, as it were.
Freedom.
Yeah, and they can use that against the parents. I mean, I know we start with TV, but it's probably the same thing with social media. I think that's the big one. Well, yeah, I think I know sometimes African parents, we have this label of an African parent or Nigerian parent, but for the sake of the future, we need to own that space and be hard if we have to be hard. It's like shaping the future. Yeah.
Wow. One thing that stood out for me right now is the fact that you guys know what you're talking about. People really do need to read your books. They need to get to know what you know, which you have embedded secretly or whatever in those books. So I'm going to ask you to please tell us why you think somebody should get your book and where they can get it from.
Well,
Just in 1 minute.
It Takes a Village is available on Amazon, so it'll be available in Nigeria later, probably from November onwards. But for the time being, in Europe and America, It Takes a Village, you can get it from Amazon.
Okay.
Reading the book, obviously I'm biased, so somebody else will have to talk about the book. But if my unique position is, it's a book about education in Nigeria.
Yep.
I'm generally positive, so you're not going to see any negative stories about education in Nigeria. So it celebrates the whole process of learning. It talks about the history, contemporary history of Nigeria and the economy, and the examples from my parents' home, which are put there. There's music, because I'm in some of my unique things. I love music.
I can see that.
I'm good in mentioning songs at the right time, for lack of a better way to put it. So you won't see any book like that. Forget it. Which will talk about the music playing at the time, because I'm sure when you watch films, you will notice if you're watching something from the 40s, they play 40s music in the film. It helps to jog your memory. So the book mentions the music playing at the time. So it gives an immersive experience to the reader. And those who are too young for that might just switch on YouTube and listen to the music and enjoy it. So there are many uniques there. Obviously, I studied in Lagos. My school was hot on football. So people who like football might enjoy it. My university was colorful. I went to the University of Benin at a time when all kinds of things happened, which were unique, We had Nigeria's biggest gangster in the streets, Lawrence Anini.
No.
When we're towards the end, part 4, part 5, the city was boiling, which it made it interesting. But at the time, it was one of those things. There's one armed robber disturbing everybody. But it was a very surreal thing, very odd. It's like going to school and there's Al Capone in Community.
Yeah.
It was a strange time. And then they caught him and they shot him, So I remember we were doing community medicine. We went to the jailhouse, and we saw Fela. Fela was incarcerated there. And you don't know who is in which prison. So we went to do community health and we just saw him. So we just staring at him, That was interesting. It's not in the book, but it's one of those things where you look at university life. But many of our children obviously don't know anything about university life in Nigeria. So our children will benefit a lot from it. Living under military rule, most people don't know how it feels, so they can learn from it. So I'm able to recommend the book. And you could dip in and out of it. There's a lot of humor, so everybody needs a laugh once in a while. So.
You've made us laugh today anyway. So yes, we do need that. And did you say it's available on Amazon?
On Amazon, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any deals?
It's quite cheap, £12.
Oh, okay.
And Nigerian people, they will buy a show, it be £200. They can't buy a book £12. I don't know why, but we need to change this, because you see people, they'll spend Estee Lauder, Mary Kay, £200, Chanel. They'll spend all the outward adornment. But when it comes to read something for your mind, they'll be struggling over $20, so we need to develop that spended habit of investing in books,
Amazing. And you, sir?
Yeah, well, I must say, actually, we had the privilege of working with Dr. Wilson on that book.
Hey, tell us about that.
No, well, I'm just saying.
Is he as an editor, or
As
as
an
a
ed- as
publisher,
a-
or as a reviewer, or what?
As all of the above. Yeah, and the good thing about it is the historical perspective, like you just said and shared briefly. Now, one of my books, all my books are also on Amazon. And there's a flagship one that came out in 2010,
Okay.
the Shift of a Lifetime. And it's basically telling our collective story. So I wrote the book when I was clocking around 40.
Okay.
So I was part of the generation that I call it the Andrew generation that checked out of Nigeria. And then suddenly, we call it midlife, isn't it? So midlife crisis, and you're wondering, where's all the years gone? But now there's another generation. I call it Jackpot.
Yeah,
Another generation. Things are repeating. So there's this collective experiences, and that's why historical books like that, like the one that he's written. So I basically just kind of plotted our story from our parents. So when our parents came in, maybe in the 60s, 70s, they didn't have the mind, most of them didn't have the mind to come and stay. Because it was...
They came to study, isn't it?
Study, and then go back and add value to the country. But in the 80s, 90s, things had changed. So I basically wrote that story, and then wrote prophetically that there's going to come a time where there will be a need for us to go back, as it were, and add value to the country, because, Nigeria, they say, is the giant of Africa. Yeah, so that's basically the shift of a lifetime. They need to reflect and use all the lessons and the wisdom of history to determine our destiny. So yeah, the shift of a lifetime, available on Amazon, as well as all my books. Available on Amber Hive
And
as
Amber
well.
Hive, yeah.
I must say, amber-hive.com, available there too.
Awesome, fantastic. Wow, what a day. So much insight, so much to run with. I'm sure somebody is thinking, what have I been doing all this while? What do I need to do now? I've got to get up. I'm going to say to you, get up, get up, get up. That's what it's about. That's what you need to do. Get up. And I love what Jim Rohn said. He said, if you are not willing to risk the unusual, you will have to settle for the ordinary. Somebody needs to remember that. It's time to get up. Dr. Wilson has said it, so much nugget, so much insight. Mr. Tokunbo Immanuel has told us today, they are available to help you, to hold your hand, to ensure that you are able to make a start and to land well. So, contact us. We're offering 30 minutes free consultation, and we really want to help you and support you and ensure that you achieve that goal. So I want to say thank you for joining. It's been amazing having both of you. Thank you one more time.
Thank you very much.
So good having you. Thank you, Mr. Tokunbo. So good to have you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you.